Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm in Taipei, and I'm the designer of Perfect Cut. And hi, Braxton. And my name is Shi Yan. And let's show some stuff. Well, the packaging. Okay, this is the Perfect Cut. Okay, the packaging here is actually a prototype we made, and it's going to be changed later. But you can see, like, have a rough idea about the size of packaging and what the real thing looks like. Okay, because I can use only, let's see, wait a minute. Okay, because I can use only laptop for Kickstarter Live at this moment. So I have to do some setting with my computer. But just a moment. Okay, later I'll demo like every part of this set, and there will be different modules. I'll try to cut different materials. Look here, like what I have prepared. They are cardboard mount boards, corrugated cardboards, and foam core. Also, we have got some, yes, just foams. And there are also different kinds of leather that I have prepared. So we'll try on these materials later. Okay, so basically, oh yes, the box is like this. And beside these things, beside these things, we have prepared some, we also got some rulers. Okay, maybe we need a background for this. This is the ruler we have at this moment. Let me find, okay, this is a white background, so we can see clear. This ruler is a 30cm one, and it's made from acrylic. It's CNC milled, so you can see like very sharp edges, and actually the surface are super flat because it's not injection molded. If we made by injection molding, then the surface won't be this flat because the plastic will shrink due to the change of the temperature. And we got a steel edge. We got a steel edge, so you can see clearly. So there's a piece of steel there. Yeah, see the reflection. So this edge is actually used to protect the plastic part when you are cutting some like very hot materials or just repair. Some people like this, but actually, and the other edge is the main edge we designed, which is just plastic because some people like this kind of design. And people tend to use steel edge for cutting more than a plastic one because when they are doing ordinary cuttings or they are using ordinary cutters, they will just put their blade. Okay, this is the cutter. They will just put their blade just by the ruler, and in this case, somehow the plastic part got a chance to be damaged by the blade. But with our modules, for example, the variangle one, okay, we have one here, and this is actually the injection molded already. So when we put the module here, and we put down the cutter for this module, so let's do it. Okay, there's a screw here, yeah, and you will have to turn it a bit tight, so it's not assembled, and it's to be used with our ruler. So you can see the cross section of the ruler here is a bit more complicated than the ordinary ones. And in this way, we put the module here, and it's light on the ruler, and in this case, the relative, okay, just we control the cutter by this module, so it just don't cut into the rulers when you are sliding through. And if you want to do different angle, there are two screws here. Yeah, so you just set to the angle you want, and then turn it back tight. And you can see the numbers here. Okay, maybe our photo will be more clear. And you can see the lines here, up here too. Up here, so you can see how to just manage to do the right angle you want. Yeah, so it will be like this, and let us do some cutting. And because I can only use laptop for Kickstarter live stream, I will just put my camera a bit down so you can see my hands and the table I'm using. So I have prepared a series of different materials, and let's just go through them and try different materials and see what it goes. And here, because we have sets, so usually this is just a piece of corrugated cardboard. You can see the section here. It's about 5mm thick, about a bit less than a 1/4 inch. So basically, just put it here, and okay, I have something here. And you just go through, and then you will be just like this. So you can see the section, and I set the angle to 30 degrees, so that's pretty much. And let's see, put it here. It's like this. And the good point of this module is you can adjust just a little bit. So you can see actually, I just move the ruler just maybe 1 or 2 mils. And then I do another cut. Yeah, just put the slider module on the ruler and then just go through again. So you get a little tiny piece of thing. And it's just, I think it just couldn't be done with bare hands. And it's just a little layer of section. And it's 30 degree, so it's not vertical. So this is so tiny. And even I'm quite skilled at cutting. I have to be honest. I've done like 20 years. And I don't think I can do this with bare hands, even it's me. Okay, so this is the first module, the very angle one. Let's take this blade down, and there's one more design with the ruler. We got, for this one, we got anti-slippery DPU layer, so it actually holds the material quite tight, so you don't have to exert quite big power or force just to make them tight. So it's actually make your job easier and make you easier to handle harder materials. Yeah. That's okay. Let's just try different modules at this piece first, and then we'll come back with different materials later. So here we've got 45 degree. So it's basically a simple piece of plastic, and put with our cutter again and a little screw, just put it tight, and that's pretty much of it. So this just basically a little piece of plastic, and it's transparent with a little grid on it. So yeah, you can see here. The grid here actually indicates like 5 mil, 10 mil, and this is actually the edge that you cut. And this is designed to be used with a ruler. We recommend you to use with our ruler, but actually it works with any ruler. Let's not exclude those quite thin steel rulers. You got to have some thickness, like 3 mil at least, to hold the edge, so they'll put together. And it's just like use an ordinary cutter with an ordinary ruler, but it's 45 degree. So it keeps your hands just won't change the angle, so you just go through. And sometimes we go twice, and usually I suggest to go twice. Okay, so you can see here. So this is also how we control the depth of cutting. Because actually this module holds how deep your blade goes. Because actually this module holds how deep your blade goes through. So if I want to cut all the way through, which I can just make the edge of the tip of the blade a little bit more than the thickness, as you can see here. And for this one, I didn't put it a little bit more, so it will just doesn't cut all the way through, but keep a single layer here. And this is often used for like some pretty specified functions, like if you're building Okay, I'm going to cut another one so we can make a V groove. Okay, there's a little suggestion here. If you want to put the ruler somewhere like this position and it's a bit outside of material, and we will suggest, okay, I guess a lot of you already knows, just put the material by this so you can just keep the ruler flat. And we estimated a little gap, and I guess this goes. So let's do another cut. So we take a little piece out. It's actually a triangle in a section view, and you put this together. Okay, I didn't control it quite well, but yes, but it will just look like this. Yeah, it's going to be something like this. Yeah. And for this thing, you don't really have to cut like just straight along the ruler. You can do freehand if you want to cut a curve. That's no problem. So for this one, we can do. Okay, maybe you have noticed I adjusted the blade a little bit because I want to cut all the way through, and it will just go like this. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. Yeah, so you can see the section, and it's actually like 45 all the way. Yeah, and we have done one. We have done one few days ago, and it's basically foam core, and we just glued a layer of paper on the foam, so it's also like 45 and curved. Okay, and there's 90-degree module with the same. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Okay, it's a 90-degree module, and it's actually quite similar to the 45 one. So you can see like this. It's just same design language, and it works pretty much the same. And the only difference, okay, there are two differences. The first one is the angle, which is quite apparent. And the second one is, this little screw here, and it's actually used as compass, a part of the compass module. So let's do something like this first. Okay, let's continue with this piece. So it's actually, you cut through like straight or curved, and it will just keep your blade vertical. Like, because when we are cutting with different ways, and we will unconsciously change the angle of blade, and this is what we designed to prevent that happen. And it could be also used with the ruler. So you just go this way. Okay, we got a question here. Let me see. How do you control how deep the blade go into material? How deep it cuts, how shallow it cuts? I don't want the blade to cut all the way through here. How do I assure that accuracy of depth? Okay. Hi, Braxton. Let's see. Okay. With this one, I can show you more clear. We actually manually adjust, and we use this kind of locking mechanism instead of the ordinary one used. Ordinary ones, this is just ordinary one. Okay, I just pick it down from my wall. So actually, I collected a lot, as you can see. And this is an ordinary cutter, and it got one, and this you can see it's like auto lock, and we don't use it because we want to precisely control the depth. So actually, we do this. We put the module and the material, and we adjust like where we want. So something like here is you won't cut through, and for a little bit safety, you just put it back a little bit, and then you turn the screw to lock it tight. So it's fixed. And in this case, you can just see like how deep, and if you want to cut through, it will just adjust like this, and then it will just go through. Yeah, thank you, Braxton. Okay, let's continue to do some cutting. Okay, the interesting part is coming. We have to. Okay, the additional design for this 90-degree module is designed to be used with compass, and actually we use ruler to be the part of compass. As you can see, you have to do we have some like narrowed screw here, and you can just turn by your hand instead of using a screwdriver. It's for you easier to use. And now I'm assembling the compass module. So basically we put nearly everything on the ruler, and this is the center of the circle. And let me just put a little bit back for it. So you can see there. Okay, this is the previous version of the ruler, and sorry, this Chinese actually, and we did only in Taiwan last time. So the Chinese will be changed into English for the next batch, and also the artworks will be changed a little bit. So this basically shows the radius, and for the one in my hand, this is metric system 1. So it's centimeters from 6. The radius goes from 6 to 25. So basically, basically I just adjust. Okay, I adjust this little compass module. Just slide through the ruler, and this is why we got a hole in the middle of the ruler. And it's actually the screws going. And then we slide through, and we put okay, you can see here, you put here and together with the numbers here to adjust the radius. So I set it. I can set to 12. I cannot really see my screen. Okay, let's do it just this way, maybe a bit more. And then when I have decided the radius, I just lock it this way, so it's locked. And now we want to do a little cutting. Okay, I'll show the longer ruler leg. Okay, I prepared some more thing. And clear up a little bit because we want to turn material instead of the cutter. And this is our circle cutting setting, and now it's assembled. And the magic here is actually I hold the cutter this way with only one hand, and my second hand is actually rotating the material. Instead of when we are using ordinary cutters, we have to use two hands mostly for this kind of thing. And now we are cutting a cardboard. So basically we put the center in, and then we put the blade in, and we just go rotate. And usually I will suggest we don't cut all the way through for the first round, because actually this applies for different kind of cutting. And this is a 5mm thickness of corrugated cardboard, and it's not, because it's got a direction of its insert, so it will just, you can feel like the feeling of cutting through is uneven, but it just go rotate this way. And you get also one more. Oh, I didn't lock the blade. Let's do it. Sorry. So basically, it's like this. And yes, you got a circle. Yeah. Like you can see. Yeah, it's 90° all the way. See the section. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. And actually, basically, those are the 4 modules. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 modules. Here I can show you this 4. And we have posted an update yesterday, just 10 hours earlier, actually. And this is what we announced yesterday, the long ruler. Okay, it actually has to be going this way. So it's 60 centimeter basically, and about 24 inch. And this is specially designed for our vari angle cutting cutter. And you can see it's quite long, and it's basically just the same with our 30 centimeter one, and the only difference you can slide all the way through. So we cut this way so that we can cut it easy. We'll be demonstrating cutting through EVA foam. Yes, Robert, I'll do it later. It's already EVA foam is already prepared here. So it just go all the way through, so you will just be easier to hold the blade. Does the center? No. A little attachment around the blade rotates, making this. Yeah, at this moment, let one punch the material, and we might have a little thing as the stretch goal, okay, to solve that problem. Yes, you're right. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so this is the long ruler, and this one is also a metric system. And there will be another one for imperial unit, but we are also thinking about making this like with two units together. And this one doesn't work with compass because it's not that stiff because it's plastic. And so we designed it only for the very angle one. Yep. Okay. And let's cut some EVA foam. And I know a lot of you actually make costumes for cosplay, and EVA foam is quite important for that thing. So we have prepared. Okay, I'm in Asia and we do that as well. Okay, let me move little things a bit away, and I'll put -45° with it. So basically, it's again like this. And before that, I want to show that because we want to cut all the way through, so we do it this way, and then we wait a little bit. It goes not that bright. So we do this. Yeah. Let's just put the tip a little bit more, and then again lock it. Okay, this has to be quite long because it's actually 10 mil. It's pretty thick EVA foam, and let's see how it goes through. Okay, first I want to cut a piece down, and let's do it this way. So I will use the long ruler, and I tend to use the metal edge as well. It's actually the same, mostly the same design with our 30 centimeter one. And okay, let's do some cuts. Okay, this is a big one, and I want to cut. Okay. The material is quite soft and it's quite easy to go through. Okay, it's already gone through. So you can see here, it's 45. And it's 10 millimeter thick. You can feel here. But the magic part is not only the straight one. For this one, you can cut curve. And this kind of thing work pretty much with the armors or weapons or crown or something like that. Yes, we can cut. Let me do another one. So yeah, yes, with something like this kind of thing. And besides just parts, if you want to do something like put two parts together and like some certain shape, and you have to fold it to stick together, and it will just form a curve. I can see. Okay, I'm not gonna stick together at this moment, but you can see the shape. So basically, you can control the shape, and it's 3D. It's not a surface or plane anymore. Oh, it's a surface. It's not a plane anymore. Yep. And actually, we pretty much could just go through just anything you want, and maybe a little smaller size. Yep. Yep. Here you go. Some friends asked me to cut sashimi for the live section, but okay, we'll just do formal materials for the first time. And there's one more thing I want to go through. Yes, letters and papers. I'm a little bit behind the schedule. Okay, this is basically a very thick or hard paper. It's black, or it's basically laminated papers all the way. And it's different from mount board. Mount board actually got 3 layers. Show you. There's this mount board, and it's got 1 layer in the top and 1 layer in the bottom, and basically in the middle they are like a little bit like sponge. Anyway, it's not laminated. It's not laminated. And this one's basically just it's laminated, and it's 2 mil. So usually it's pretty hard to cut, but if you use super glue, it's good to get so it uses a lot or any structure. And yes, again, we want to cut through, so we just do it this way. Just put the tip a little bit more than the materials. Yeah, and it's locked. And so our 30 centimeter ruler. Let's do this. So just put like this is the line. This is okay. We'll see a line. see a line here, and then you just put the ruler by the line where you want to. It's just with an ordinary habit for using a usual cutter. Just put the ruler by it. And use for 45-degree module, you can cut 45, and this may to 91. This works exactly in the same way. Just cut through, and in this case, I would not suggest you just do one go and cut all the way through, because that's over accuracy you can get. For another tip for it's more precise is you put a layer of material with same thickness. Just put by it. Actually, keep the ruler not just in the same height from the beginning to the end. Just all go through try this fast. It's not that you don't need that power, but you can just see it's easy to go through, and you can see the reflection of the section because it's quite sharp now. The video's gone. Is it gone now? Okay, let's do it again. Okay, but Hank, can you hear me? Okay, I'll boot. Can you see me now? Nice. Thank you. Okay, I just did a little cut here. You can see this 2 mil cardboard. It's then thick now. Okay, I'll do one more cut, and this time let me use the very angle one. And for this one, it's actually make the job a lot easier because you are no longer holding the cutter with only these areas you got to control, like all the block, like a mouse. Yeah, yes, and this, okay. No, oh, sorry. And here you can see it's actually designed for right-handed and left-handed. And you can, I'll shift the cutter to a left-handed mode later. So it's basically right-handed because I'm right-handed, and for this module you can still like see like how deep you want to cut. If you don't want to cut all the way through, you can still do that. And let's just do one little thing. And what I want to show here is you can actually do quite little piece. Okay, I'm going to cut just a little piece here, and you can do it, I guess, only by this kind of thing and with an angle. And basically the same. Okay, maybe it's too much of the blade. Okay, it's like this. Okay, for this one, it's just much easier to do this kind of thing because you are holding the whole thing instead of a cutter. And still, don't be afraid to just go more than one cut more than one time to go through the material, because actually with our anti-slippery design, it just holds the ruler in the same place. It's basically stick to the materials. And the ruler also it can also hold the module, and the module hold the cutter. So basically your blade will just, okay, blade here. Blade will just be in the same place to cut another one like this. So it's no problem. And the little piece we just cut just by one go is here. It's actually, shit, it's tiny. I'm not sure if you can see clearly the section of this little stick, but it's crazy. And you can just, and it's super convenient. You can just adjust a little bit, and then you just do another one, and then you get quickly down a series of this little thing for special purpose, I guess. Yes. Okay. Some people advised me to do some leather cutting. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, let's just. We have a selection of leather here from hard one to soft ones. And I'm not that familiar with leather, but I guess they are from different animals and with different treatment afterward. Okay, let's start with the thick one. Actually, it's not that difficult to cut thick materials, or no, the hard materials, because they are hard in shape. And in that way, you can cut, it doesn't move around, so you can the blade can go through that quite easily. And you can see here. Okay, I continue with the variangle module, and yes, this is a little bit thicker than the cardboard I did previously, so I adjust the blade out a little bit, and it can just go through all the way. And yes, we go through leather. As I mentioned, it's not that difficult to cut hard leathers. And with soft materials, it's more difficult, but we're going to do it now. Okay, this is a softer layer, and we've tried this before, and it's not that difficult, but it's not that easy, but let's just give it a try. I just cut this little part. And again, the ruler actually holds the material, and just go. Yes, it just go through as well. Okay, this is the section view of the material we've done. So still an angle here, and I've heard for some designs you don't want to cut all the way through a material, and maybe that will be easier for designers to craft their material. Let's do a V groove here. let's see what will happen. I've never done it with this one before. Oh shit! Sorry, my language. Okay, because it's got a little bit fur. I don't know. It's not fur. Maybe. Oh shit! It still cuts all the way through. Maybe less. Okay, sometimes we need some tryout, and if you cut all the way through, and I will just put the blade a little bit back. So for the next one, it will hopefully be in the right place we want. Yes, it feels right. It does one cut now, and then we will do another cut in another direction, and I'm measuring. So yes, another piece here, so I can keep the ruler flat. Okay, something's quite so it's basically take down some materials here. So you got a V groove somewhere in the middle. Yeah, and it will make you easier to make a fold. You can see from the reflection. So it's basically something there. So you can fold easier. And then we continue with some softer and thinner leathers. So we want to do stripes. Yes, let's go. Yes, it's still 30 degree. So it's 30 degree. So yes, here are the letters. And just another one. Let's just cut it down. Yeah. Something like this. Okay. One more thing. The one we didn't mention before. No, I mean, didn't mention in this live stream before is the metal ruler. And this is not, okay, this is a model, it's a CNC milled one, and it's not the mass-produced version. But basically, the shapes are nearly the same, and we are still working on the artworks and just little fine-tune. And there will also be, it's aluminum anodized. So if you can hear the sound, it's actually a piece of metal, and it's super stiff. And we'll also put anti-slippery design on this piece, and it's more likely to go with a piece of rubber instead of a transparent print. And yeah, and in the mass-produced version, it will be extrusion, and the artworks, I mean the marks and the numbers here will be laser engraved, and at this moment. Yeah, and there will also be a imperial unit version of this one. Yeah. So if you got any question, please. Yes, that's pretty much all about today. And if you got question, you can just put it up now. There's Q&A section and the chat section. I will just check both of them. And there will be another live stream later, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks before the campaign ends. So if you want to see something, you can just contact us or leave us a message, or a comment anywhere, we'll check it out. Okay, that's pretty much of it. Let me put everything in the box again. And please ask if you got any questions, or if you want to see me do another cut, another cut now, I can do that. Yep. So, okay, I've showed this in the beginning, but I can do it again now. This is a prototype of our packaging. And I will just put it back now. So the idea of the set is like this. And this box is not the shipping box. The shipping box will be stronger and use corrugated cardboard instead of this one. And but this basically shows the idea of a set. Okay. Yeah, it's a set, and the 30 centimeter ruler or 12-inch one will be included within a set. So a set actually goes like this, or like this. You have different choices, different to choose from. You can choose metric system or imperial units, and two materials to choose from. And if you want both of them, you can add like 29. I remember, yes, 29. So you can get both of the two rulers, and at this and the 60 centimeter ruler will be 39, and it's a special price for a Kickstarter campaign, which will be more expensive later on. So yes, that's pretty much all of it. Okay, there's a question here. Will you offering a long ruler in aluminum at the same price? Okay, at this moment we cannot do that, and it's basically not about price. It's more about the technology we are using. We ask and we discuss with 2 or 3 suppliers, and their facilities can only laser engrave 30 centimeter in length, and they are not able to do, their machine is not able to do the 60 centimeter one. So at this moment, if we continue with this design and we continue with the laser engraved marks, and it will just only be 30 centimeter. Is that, and because I thought actually the laser engraved machine for the metal one, and it's actually different with the one we used to cut acrylic that goes in X and Y axis, and this is as they described, it's actually a lens, and the laser goes down and just put the ruler there, and it will just go do all the way through, all the way. And if you want, but there's a limit of like 30 centimeter. And if you want to do the 60 centimeter one, you will have to move the ruler once. And in this case, the marks will not be that accurate. And that's why we don't want to do that at this moment. But we'll try to solve this problem in the future. Yes. So for now, we'll only have the acrylic one. And the 60 centimeter one is also with 2 layers of printing. You can see a black marks it here. And actually that's the first layer of printing. And beyond that, we put one more anti-slippery layer. You can see the different texture here. This anti-slippery materials TPU. And it not only makes your ruler hard to just stick to the material, it also protects the black marks so it won't smear easily. Have you mentioned anything to prevent the hole while cutting circles? Yes, we are. Okay, we might have a little thing there as a stretch goal for preventing that hole, that puncture. And we haven't decided yet because we have to estimate it and talk a little bit more with the factory, and we will announce it later. Yes. Thank you, W. Okay, that's pretty much of it. And hope you enjoy, and please just leave a message or comment anywhere and we'll try to figure it out. Thanks. There's another question here. I like the fact that through giving can be used to be more rigid. Yes, if we got an aluminum 60 centimeter one, we will try it out. And yes, that's a good point, because this one just